I'm about to say something that many people probably might not like or might not even want to hear, but I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say it anyway. Bitch, stop giving ugly men a chance. Yeah, I said it. I said it. And I'm about to call this out because I've peeped something in my long years of living and my own experience, but I have noticed a pattern due to my past patterns of dating, relationships, etc. Ladies, y'all probably have settled for an ugly or a less attractive guy in your past. And I know that you all have, because a part of that man of the year trend, when I, gave my opinion on it, a lot of those guys literally look spiritually, mentally, and emotionally empty, because they are. I bet you that ugly guy you settled for and tried to make a life with, you called yourself giving him a chance. You figured that maybe because, he wasn't that attractive, yeah, maybe he had some insecurity issues, but he would never treat you, the way some of your exes have treated you, or he would never treat you awful because he would see the prize right in front of him. But then he ended up being the very man to traumatize you, take you for granted, I don't know, maybe put you in harm's way, abuse you, put you in danger, threaten you, anything like that. Honey, we need to stop giving ugly men a chance, because a lot of men who physically don't look that great, it's because their internal is fucked up. There is something in that man that does not value or love himself, or deems himself as worthy to even take care of his basic needs, his basic health or basic nutrition. Some of these ugly guys, they probably eat like shit. They probably have some health issues that they're avoiding or they're putting off. A lot of these guys have skin problems, like really awful, like fucking acne and fucking, like, I don't know, boils and shit, like weird shit going on with their face. Their hairlines recede even at an early age, whether they're in their, like, late 20s, 30s, 40s. I know that's probably when it starts for some men, but there's just fucked up shit about them, right? Girl, and don't even get me started, because this is a big one, like addiction issues. Like, I'm talking about serious, whether it's illicit stuff, or even drinking, or even like pharmaceuticals or whatever. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Y'all know exactly what I'm trying to say. Seriously, how many of you guys, like, how many of you girls, like, when you guys have, like, got into these relationships or whatever, and, like, let's say you like to casually drink and, like, hang out or whatever, and, like, whole time you're dating someone with a whole ass alcohol problem. Like, bro is an alcoholic, and you don't know until you get, like, close with him like that, right? And it's like that Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde shit that I've mentioned. They're one way when they're sober, and they're another way when they're drinking. And then that savior complex that you might have, sis, you might be like, oh, well, if only they slowed down on their drinking, if only they slowed down on their substances, they'll change. So you start trying to talk to the guy about slowing down on his damn drinking that he knows he has a goddamn problem with. You are not a drug and rehab counselor. And mind you, you're not even getting paid. Don't nobody's grown ass son, okay? Don't nobody's grown ass son need to be told how to properly take care of themselves, how to love themselves. They don't. And because they don't, the love for you will be absent, because they do not love themselves. These relationships will start to mirror that bullshit. And it's a pattern that I actually recognized when I, like, started journaling and everything. Like, you guys know, I started Traumatized, Girlie, as a part of, like, my healing journey. Plus, like, I'm a nerd about mindset and manifestation and all that, because I've made a lot of changes in my life after everything I've gone through. And this came up for me through a journaling session of mine that I had not too long ago. And I clocked how a lot of my exes have this shit in common, because, like, yes, I have settled in the past. And I used to be of the mindset that, and I never really cared, because to me, the guys were never that bad. But a lot of even my personal exes, I guarantee you, I tried to help them with their skincare, their health issues, their diet, or like maybe life management type stuff. Girl, some guys, I've even helped them with their resume. I know. I can wear the dunce cap for it. Thank God this was years ago. Thank God I've learned from these lessons, and thank God I've ascended from that. However, I'm here to spread the message today to stop selling for these ugly ass men. Because if there's something ugly on the outer, there's definitely something ugly on the inner. And I'm oh so serious. A lot of women, we like to be about our skincare. We're about our hair. We're about our nails. We're about like our jewelry. We're about our health. Like, you know, little shit. Like, if you are on top of your self-love and your self-care, and like you have these men, how many of these ugly ass men want to tell you, oh, you don't need all the makeup, you don't need all that skincare, oh, you don't need to switch your wigs and your hair out, oh, you can cut your natural hair, oh, it doesn't have to be that long, or da-da-da-da-da-da. Bitch, he wants you to be ugly just like him, so nobody wants you. What? We do not mirror. That twin flame shit does not exist. Okay? Like, seriously. Think about it. The more you love yourself, right? And the more you pour into yourself, the more we attract genuine relationships, genuine friendships, genuine people. The more we abandon self-love and self-care for another person by trying to get them to pour into themselves, the more it mirrors, okay? And I'm so serious because I've always like wondered, like, okay, you know, where did the relationship go wrong? What happened here? What is this? And it's because these dudes were fucked up from the get-go. And I do understand that I've gone through my fair share of karmic, you know, relationships and lessons. If you guys are like spiritual or like, you know, even like remotely religious, you're aware of like, you know, karmic relationships. These relationships, like, they are very intense, very toxic. They tend to repeat in cycles to teach you lessons so that you can look within and fix what's fucked up about yourself, so you can change your life and like rise from it. But that's only if you pay attention, and that's only if you give a damn enough about the awareness. And I want you all, I want my women to seriously stop giving these ugly ass men who look and smell like hell's dragged up foot, all right, for the sake of safe love. If you need to stoop your standards low, if you need to settle to feel safe, honey, that's an issue within you. And yeah, I understand how some of these issues may be subconscious, like you might not be fully aware of what you're doing or what you're communicating, but sweetheart, like when it clicks, it should click, okay? Start attracting people who are more on your level, both internally and mentally and spiritually, okay? They would give a fuck enough about themselves to change it. That's why no one in their life has ever tried with them before the way you have. It's not anything wrong with you that this man is acting the way he is, and even though you felt safe with him because maybe he, you know, wasn't as conventionally attractive or whatever, and you called yourself giving this guy a chance, honey, he's like one of the ugliest human beings, both inside and out, for a reason. Okay, and that inside, sooner or later, because it'll happen, especially the more you try to help them in any kind of way, they're going to resent you for it. And then when you leave and you've had enough of their shit, these are the ones, they participate in the post-separation abuse. They participate in the smear campaign. They participate in the trying to bring you down, pawning stuff against you, lying on your name, trying to ruin you, trying to do this, trying to do the reactive abuse. It's all cyclical and it's all related. And it's up to us as women to stop engaging in the cycle, not only break the cycle, but stop involving ourselves in men who are giving these clear red flags from the very beginning. Because you're gonna pay for it. These men end up resenting you, especially if you try to help them, okay? Especially if you try to, like, you know, care for them because you think that they're just struggling with, like, you know, a poor routine because they've been, you know, so sad or whatever fucking victim story that they feed you to make you feel bad for them. It doesn't matter. They're just gaming you, girl. They're just gaming you. They know that they ain't shit. They know they ain't been taking care of themselves for years. They never cared about their health. They never cared about their mental health. They never cared about their well-being. That's why they out here wreaking havoc on the world, to teach women like us lessons so we can move on past their ass and do better. I'm so serious. Start seeing this shit for what it is and stop giving these ugly ass people who are ugly on the inside and the outside a fucking chance, because 9 times out of 10 they're ugly for a fucking reason. The love in them is absent, so it's gonna be absent for you.